to people to video. Edit. Standard into edit.
In standard Gematria, the letter has given a numerical value between 1 and 400 as shown in the following table. In this part, the 5 final letters are given their own values ranging from 500 to 900. It is possible that this well-known cipher was used to conceal other more hidden ciphers in Jewish text. For instance, a scribe may discuss a sum using the standard Gematria cipher, but may intend the sum to be checked with a different secret cipher. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 1 aleph aleph, 2 bet ba, 3 gimel gada, 4 dalet dalet, 5 pi haya, 6 bet ba, 7 zayin zayin het cha, 9 tet tet. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 10 yod yud, 20 kaf got 30 lain la, 40 mem 15 nun la, 60 samach sam, shemit ayin I any pe be tefit tzadite. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 1 det kof kutham net reshra de khanshin shin, 400 tap tap 500 kaf, chasitz no memlan, analet bet, analet tzadi. Mathematical formula for finding the letter's corresponding number in this part gadol is Decimal Hebrew glyph, 1 aleph aleph, 2 bet ba, 3 gimel gada, 4 dalet dalet, 5 pi haya, 6 bet ba, 7 zayin zayin het cha, 9 tet tet. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 10 yod yud, 20 kaf got 30 lain la, 40 mem 15 nun la, 60 samach samach. 10 nun la, 60 samach samach. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 1 aleph aleph, 2 bet ba, 3 gimel gada, 4 dalet dalet, 5 pi haya, 6 bet ba, 7 zayin zayin zayin, 8 het cha, 9 tet tet. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 10 yod yud, 20 kaf got 30 lain la, 40 mem 15 nun la, 60 samach samach. 10 ayin ayin 80 pe pe tefi pe pe tefi ten. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 10 yod yud, 20 kaf got 30 lain la, 40 mem 15 nun la, 60 samach samach aina pe 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 tefi tzadi tet. Decimal Hebrew glyph, 10 yod kof kuf kuf down the dresher 3 van rashin she 400 taf taf 500 kaf, chasitz no mem lan, analet nun lan, analet bet be lan, a mathematical formula for finding a letter's corresponding number in this part gadol is Decimal Hebrew glyph, 1 9 edit 1 9 9. The decimal Hebrew glyph is the standard method. The standard method, Hebrew letters, the floor and modulo functions are used. Vowels, edit. The value of the Hebrew vowels is not usually counters index, and the floor and modulo functions are used. Vowels, edit. The value of the Hebrew vowels is not usually counted, but some lesser known methods include the vowels as well. The most common vowel values are as follows. Salis as common alternative, but some lesser known is given in parentheses. Decimal vowel glyph 6, patah, hirik, ulam, on, ko, shuruk. Decimal Hebrew glyph 0, 1, seder, shva, reduced, petak, reduced, petak, reduced, petak, umutz, kamatz, 50. Your decimal vowels are spelled out, and their gematria is calculated using standard methods. Other methods, edit. There are many different methods used to calculate the numerical value for the individual Hebrew, Aramaic words, phrases, or whole sentences. Gematria is the 29th of 32 hermeneutical rules countenanced by the rabbis of the Talmud for validating interpretation of the Torah. More advanced methods are usually used for the most significant biblical verses, prayers, names of God, etc. These methods include Mispar Hakaki is the standard method. It assigns the values 1, 9, 10, 90, 100, 400 to the 22 Hebrew letters and orders. Sometimes it is also called Mispar Hapanim face number, as opposed to the more complicated
Zijn name? Misparted. Zocha Yoch Ranove Mechanut spells the name of each letter and adds the standard values of the resulting string. For example, the letter Aleph is spelled Aleph Lame Peh, giving it a value of 1 plus 30 plus 80 equal 11. Mispar Katan calculates the value of each letter but truncates all of the zeros. It is also sometimes called Mispar Mi'uga, Mispar Siduri, with each of the 22 letters given a value from 1 to 22. Mispar Bona is calculated by walking over each letter from the beginning to the end, adding the value of all previous letters and the value of the current letter to the running total. Therefore, the value of the word Achad is 1 plus. Eight. equal kidney. Uses each letter as the sum of all the standard Gematria letter values preceding it. Therefore the value of Aleph is 1, the value of Bet is 1 plus 2 equals 3, the value of Gimel is 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. It is also known as Mispar Mishulash, triangular or triple number. Mispar kidney calculates the value of each letter as the square of its standard Gematria value. Therefore the value of Aleph is 1, the value was 1, the value of Bet is 2, the value is 4, the value of Gimel is 3, the value is 9, its value Aruba Haklali is the square of the standard absolute value of each word. Mispar Mishulash calculates the value of each letter as the cube of this standard value. The same term is more often used for Mispar kidney. Mispar Ha'a, the value of each letter, is its standard value multiplied by the position of the letter in a word or a phrase in either ascending or descending order. This method is particularly interesting because the result is sensitive to the order of letters. It is also sometimes called Mispar Mishulash. Is 1. Mispar Mispari spells out the standard values of each letter by their Hebrew names. Is 1 plus 8 plus 4 equals 13. And then adds up the standard values of the resulting string. Otiot Bimalui. Filled letters, also known as Mispar Gadol or Mispar Shani, uses the value of each letter as equal to the value of its name. For example, the value of the letter Aleph is 1 plus 30 equal 11. Bet is 10 plus 4. 4.2. Sometimes the same operation is applied 2 or more times recursively. A variation known as Otiot Pinamiot, the initial letter in the spelled out name is omitted. Thus the value of Aleph becomes 30 plus 8 equals 110. Mispar Nedilam spells out the name of each letter without the letter itself, ag, let for Aleph, and adds up the value of the resulting string.
Mispar Khatam Mispar Din, whose value is used when the total numerical value of a word is reduced to a single digit. If the sum of the value exceeds 9, the integer values of the total are repeatedly added to produce a single-digit number. The same value will be arrived at regardless of whether it is the absolute values, the ordinal values, or the reduced values that are being counted by methods above. For example, the value of word emet, truth emet, 1 plot 400 equal 41, 4 equal values. Emet is 1 4 or 4. 9 arrow 1 right arrow 1 right arrow 1 right. Emet is 4 18 1 8 9 9 41. Or the total numerical value is reduced to a single digit. If the sum of the value exceeds 9, integer values of the total are repeatedly added to produce a single digit number. The same value will be arrived at regardless of whether it is the absolute values, the ordinal values, or the reduced values that are being counted by method above. For example, the value of word emet, truth emet, is Aleph 1 plot 400 equal 41, 4 equal values. Emet is 1 4 or 4. 9 arrow 1 right arrow 1 right arrow 1 right arrow it is. Emet is 4 plus 4 Emet is Emet is 18 1 8 9 9 41. Or the total numerical value is reduced to a single digit. If the sum of the value exceeds 9, integer values of the total are repeatedly added to produce a single-digit number. The same value will be arrived at regardless of whether it is the absolute values, the ordinal values, or the reduced values that are being counted by method above. For example, the value of word emet, truth emet is Aleph 1 plot 400 equal 41, 4 equal values. Emet one, right arrow one, right arrow one, right arrow it is, emit, is letter, emit, 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 emit. Emit is a 2-4. 427 adds the number of the letters in the word or phrase to the gematria. Call is the number of words which is often added to the gematria. In case of one word, the standard value is incremented by 1. Related transformations. Edits within the wider topic of gematria are included the various alphabet transformations, where one letter is substituted by another based on a logical scheme. Atbash exchanges each letter in a word or phrase by opposite letters. Opposite letters are determined by substituting the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet with the last letter.
Some authors have listed as many as 231 various replacement ciphers related to the 231 mystical gates of the Sefer Yetzirah. Dozens of other far more advanced methods are used in Kabbalistic literature without any particular names. In this Oxford 18221 article lists 75 different forms of gematria. Some known methods are recursive in nature and are reminiscent of graph theory, will make a lot of use of combinatorics. Rabbi Elazar Roque often use multiplication instead of addition for the above-mentioned methods. For example, spelling out the letters of a word and then multiplying the squares of each letter value in the resulting string produces very large numbers in orders of trillions. The spelling process can be applied recursively until a certain pattern, e.g. all the letters of the word Talmud, is found. The gematria of the resulting string is then calculated. The same author also used the sums of all possible unique letter combinations which add up to the value of a given letter. For example, the letter Hai, which has the standard value of 5, can be produced by combining 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 to 2 plus 1. Display style 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 to 2 plus 1 plus 1. This value is but 3. 1. The original letter itself can also be viewed as a valid combination. Variant spellings of some letters can be used to produce sets of different numbers, which can be added up or analyzed separately. Many various complex formal systems and recursive algorithms based on graph-like structural analysis of the letter names and their relations to each other, modular arithmetic, pattern search, and other highly advanced techniques are found in the Sefer HaMalchut by Rabbi David Ha-Levi of the Dra Valley, a Spanish-Moroccan Kabbalist of the 15th, 16th century. Rabbi David Ha-Levi's methods also consider the numerical values and other properties of the vowels. Kabbalistic astrology uses some specific methods to determine the astrological influence on a particular person. According to one method, the gematria of the person's name is added to the gematria of his or her mother's name. The result is then divided by 7 and 12. The remainder signify a particular planet and zodiac sign.
Transliterated Hebrew, Edit, Historic, Hermetic, and the Esoteric groups of the 19th and 20th centuries in the UK and in France used a transliterated Hebrew cipher with the Latin alphabet. In particular, the transliterated cipher was taught to members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. In 1887, S.L. MacGregor Mathers, who was one of the order's founders, published the transliterated cipher in the Kabbalah, unveiled in the Mathers table.
Table of Hebrew and Chaldee letters, number, sound, and power. Hebrew and Chaldee letters, numerical values, Roman character by which express names, signification of names. 1a, thousands are denoted by a larger letter, thus an aleph larger than the rest of the letters among which it is, signifies not one but 1,000. Aleph, Fox, 2b, bb, Beth, house, 3g, hard, gaga, g, gimel, camel, 4d, d, gelef, door, day, delef, door, 5h, a 5h, window, 6v, u, over 6v, vowel, peg, nail, 7z, d, z, z, 7 Z, Zion, weapon, sword, 8 Co, K, 8 CH, jet, enclosure, fence, 9, 10, 9 T, tet, serpent, 10 I, Y, guess in, yes you 10 I, yard, hand, 11 K, cook a final, Connell's Connell, final equals 500 K, cat, palm of the hand, 12 L, a 30 L, lamed ox, go a 30 M, a final M, a 40 final equals 600 M, water 14, and the final lawn, 50 final 700 N, none fish, 15, Cessa 60 S, stomach prop support, 16 O, A, nodded I, 70 O, I, and I, 17 P, P, I pay, final equal F, 80 final, 800 P, per mouth, 18 test, T to J, Psy, final, life, 90 final equals 900 TZ, tidy, fishing hook, 19 Q, Q, cook, 100, the finals are not always considered as bearing an increased numerical value, Q off back of the head, 20 R, 200 R, rash head, 21 shit, C, she, 300 SH, shin tooth, 22 VT, 400 SH, tau, sign of the cross. As a former member of the Golden Dawn, Aleister Crowley used the transliterated cipher extensively in his writings for his two magical orders, the A and Ordo Templi Orientis. Many other occult authors belonging to various esoteric groups have either mentioned the cipher or published it in their books, including Paul Foster Case of the Builders of the Updike.
In 1887, S.L. MacGregor Mathers, who was one of the Order's founders, published the transliterated cipher in the Kabbalah, unveiled in the Mathers table.
Many other occult authors belonging to various esoteric groups have either mentioned the cipher or published it in their books, including Paul Foster Case of the Builders of the Addendum.
Transliterated